I think from an Australian perspective, there's a couple misconceptions about investing in Asia. The first is that Asia equals China. And there's obvious reasons in Australia why people have a Chinese bias, or the view of Asia as China-centric. But China is not the only thing going on in Asia. And again, from the Australian perspective, what's going on in China is not all about commodities demand. So there's the Chinese consumer and some of the technology that's going on in China, and some of the other things are really interesting thematics that don't really get a look in the local press. So I'd say that's one thing that has not changed over time, but I think needs to change over time, is the perception of Asia. It's not just China, and there's a lot of different things going on. So I think that Asia is a tech hub is not recognized at all. So I actually did some analysis of this. The most tech-heavy MSCI index in the world is MSCI Asia ex Japan. It's even more tech-heavy than MSCI US. And that's surprising considering you have the Apples and Googles and the FANG stocks in MSCI US. And so I think that people think of Asia as a place to ship commodities or a place to ship milk powder or something like that, and they don't see it as at the forefront of technology, and particularly disruptive technologies. So for the Australian investors, I think that is a really powerful thing, because you cannot get exposure to those kind of tech companies and those kind of thematics domestically. So companies like Tencent, it's the biggest online gaming company in the world. It has WeChat, which is one of the biggest social media platforms in the world. It's a massive market cap. It's a leader. It has a dominant position, almost a monopoly in China. So these kind of companies are really fascinating. You have companies like TSMC or Hon Hai or Largan, which are part of the Apple supply chain. And they, the valuation that these companies are at, if they're little sort of remora fish on the back of the Apple stock, they're very attractively valued, and they have very strong growth. So I think that tech is probably the biggest misconception, or the biggest area where Australian investors, it's an opportunity to invest in Asia and in a sector that they can't get exposure to domestically.